What's up, Brawlers? This is Mr. Dean here, and we're going to do a quick overview of Dawn of the Monsters Arcade Edition. The paid DLC along with the free update drops on August 24th for all platforms and regions. However, for Switch owners in Europe, you'll have to wait a bit longer as it drops 4 days later on August 28th. With that being said, let's get into the free update and DLC. Starting off with the free editions, the update will come with Japanese voiceovers, making that kaiju movie experience all the more authentic. Alongside this are additional gameplay modes, New Story Plus, which revisits the story mode with upgrades you had from the prior playthrough, as well as New Game Plus, New Game Plus Plus, New Game Plus Plus Plus. I think you get the idea. These additional difficulty modes increase the intensity of the story mode by making enemies more durable and more powerful, meanwhile also allowing you to use your prior upgrades. It's a great way for diehards to get their new rush, after playing the game for so long and just needing something new to do. However, I'd say the biggest draw of the update are the trials and challenges. These give you some extra missions that help you learn more about the game's combat in a more fun and unique way. It's also worth noting that you can unlock these challenges while playing arcade mode and story mode. Even if you happen to skip out on buying the DLC, the free updates do give players a lot to do post-game, and I think this update is really needed for the game's longevity. Now, let's get into the DLC. The paid DLC comes with 50 new character skins, a dedicated arcade mode, and a brand new character, Meteor Temujin. While the additional skins are nice, the arcade mode is something I think beat 'em up enthusiasts would enjoy. It comes with two modes, Classic mode, which is a straightforward stage-to-stage mode with fixed upgrades in between, and Rogue mode, which offers the same thing but with randomized upgrades. After selecting a mode, you get two difficulties. Normal, which is self-explanatory, and Nightmare mode, which you probably guessed by the name of it isn't for the faint of heart. This arcade mode at the most will run the average player about an hour tops, upon completions adding more replayability to the game for those who simply want to just jump in and play. Within this mode is 11 stages total. Every 2 stages you get a boss, and then the 11th stage is a final boss. As a forewarning, some of the bosses and the enemies would spoil some things that would be featured in story mode, so I would suggest playing story mode first if that's something that you actually care about. But if that's not your thing and you just want to jump in and kick some kaiju butt, this is the mode for you. All of the content mentioned so far is certainly worth the price, but we all know what you came here for. Let's talk about the new character. The new kid on the block, Meteor Temujin, is the awesome Super Sentai inspired mech. She's formed by 4 atoms and piloted by Grace Galvin and her friends Ray, Brianna, and Greta. This character was actually a winner of a DLC poll against Daizo-san, a massive legendary statue, and a Nephilim giant by the name of Ziranath. Honestly, I hope the other 2 characters make it into the game in the future, as I'm just as interested in both of their designs as I was Meteor Temujin. However, I do understand why this character won. After all, who could say no to a Megazord or Voltron inspired type of character? Getting into the combat, Temujin is a character that has access to 3 different weapons. Her default weapon is a sword, which is the fastest of the 3 weapons in trait of power. Alongside this is an axe, which is more of a balanced weapon, and my absolute favorite part of her moveset, the devastating hammer, which makes her a powerhouse. The hammer is where I fell in love with this character, as it does insane damage, stuns and launches enemies in the air with ease, and honestly has the coolest animations of the moveset. While the standard combo animations remain the same, each of these weapons come with their own unique properties as well as some unique attacks. For example, using heavy hold with the sword will do a launching slash into a forward stab that causes a wall bounce. The axe will launch her forward into a multi-juggling spin slash, and the hammer simply launches enemies in the air, making for a great combo starter. You can switch weapons by using each respective rage attack, making Temujin something of a stance character. Her first rage attack, Flare Pierce, is a dashing attack that flies through enemies, leaving explosives attached to them for additional damage. This rage attack will equip her sword if it's not already equipped. Swooping Axe, her second rage attack, is a ranged projectile that works like a boomerang. Moving around will allow the axe to track you, hitting any enemies that are in the way. This rage attack of course equips the axe. Last but certainly not least is her third rage attack, Meteor Crash. I won't even pretend like this isn't my favorite move, as the first attack launches enemies in the air while she comes crashing down with a devastating ground slam, leaving a huge explosion trail awaiting her poor victims. To make the weapon switching mechanic even more enticing, you get a buff every time you use a rage attack that equips a new weapon. This means that if you have full meter, you can swap weapons on the fly and become more powerful as you do it. The drawback here is that if you use a rage attack of an already equipped weapon, you lose the buff, but that's quite a small drawback all things considered. To cap this off, her Cataclysm attack, Ultimate Dragonstorm, summons a huge sword, and unlike the other characters, you can follow up by attacking with it. This makes this a fourth stance for the character. This weapon also has unique properties from each of the normal weapons combined, and it's really fun to use. Overall, Meteor Temujin is a unique character, and pilot with the right hands allows for great combo expression and devastating power. That being said, I hope this video gives you some insight on what's coming in the upcoming weeks. I am working on a full review for the game as well as some gameplay videos and more, as I know it's well overdue. A big thanks to Wayforward and 13am Games for the preview of the DLC. I hope this game continues to get updates in the near future. As for me, I got some more Nephilim to slay. This is Mr. Dean signing out.
Beat 'em up to this. Beat 'em up, beat 'em up, beat 'em up to this. Beat 'em up to this. Beat 'em up to this.
Ready to start fighting?